Hey guys, Hayden here. Yeah, I'm today's a lazy President's Day. Oh, happy President's Day, by the way. Yeah, so, what's today? Yeah, today's President Day. It's Monday. It's my day on LGBT Coffee House, and this week's video is about gay stereotypes. This week's well, I've actually heard a few stereotypes, not just gay, but in the LGBT community overall. Like, for example, okay, I'll just start out. I'll go through the LGBT. Okay, let's start off with L. Lesbian. There are lots of lesbian stereotypes. For example, when you see a girly girl who's a lesbian, when you see a girly girl and she goes up and a guy comes, when you see a girly girl with that's really feminine and she's like, but she's like really pretty and stuff, and it's kind of like innocent until proven guilty. Because she's not a butch lesbian per se, she's like, it's always like, she's basically like straight until proven otherwise. And it's like, yeah, like, basically she's straight until proven otherwise, unless she's like, so like basically when a guy comes up to a femme and is all like, and starts hitting on her and asks her out on a date, she'll be like, no thanks, I don't date men, or whatever she wants to say. Like, oh, you're just saying that to reject me. Or even if they say, or like, and then they'll be like, gold star lesbian. Like, she's never had sex with a guy per se, and then they're like, oh, you never had sex with a guy, so you wouldn't, so you're just not, you don't really know. And then they're like, when a lesbian who has had sex with a guy and knows she's lesbian, they're all like, oh, well, you just had bad experiences. You're really straight. And that's like, and I've heard a lot of those stereotypes, and yeah, but, like, for the, okay, now let's go to G. Gay. The gay stereotype, for the gay male. Basically, gay stereotypes, pretty much everybody knows them. All like, all gay guys are wimps, or, like, punks and stuff like that, but it's actually not true at all. Like, I've heard those, like there's a lot of stereotypes. The only stereotype I believe overall for every person in the world is that everybody's human. I mean, like, unless if you were on planet Earth and, okay, if you had a male Homo sapien parent and a female Homo sapien parent and they procreated and made a baby, then you, sir, or you, ma'am, or you, individual, whatever you are a human being, just like the other 7.5 billion people on this planet. You're a human being, just like me, and I would name all the people on the LGBT channel, but I feel like I'd forget. I feel like I'd leave somebody out, and then if I remember them afterwards, they'd be like, oh, you don't like me, you forgot me last, and I really, really don't want that to happen. So I'm not going to list everyone on the LGBT channel, on the LGBT Coffee House, because that's just going to make everyone mad at me, which I do not want to happen. So, yeah. What else? Sorry. Where are we going? I apologize, but yeah. So basically, you've heard, those are my opinions on gay stereotypes. What's the next in the B, bisexual, there we go. Bisexual stereotypes. The bisexual stereotype is that bisexuals are, I've heard people say 1 foot out of the closet, which means, like, they say bisexual people, they think that they really don't like both, and then when a bisexual person has a preference, like whether they prefer the same sex or the opposite sex, but they still do if they're a female and they prefer male, but they actually they still like females, they're like, oh, you're just scared to say you're straight, or if they say, if they say like, or if they're like, or if they're if they're bisexual but prefer women over men, then they'll be like, oh, you just got one foot out of the closet. You're lesbian. You just don't want to admit it, so you still cling on to the fact that you think you like men. I've actually heard people say stupid stuff like this. People can be bisexual. They can like male and female. And then there's the T, the trans. Me. People say, like, there's a stereotype that kind of pisses me off, and they claim that like trans guys are just butch lesbian, just really, really butch lesbians, or ugly women. But no, just like, and people have started to accept trans women somewhat, but trans guys, we still have it hard because we really didn't come into this. We really didn't start getting popular until like the late 70s or whatever. Yeah, like we didn't start, like we weren't really known to people. But yeah, and it's just a lot of bull crap. And oh, this video is getting long. I really do apologize. And what awkward silence. What else? LGBTP. A lot of pansexual, LGBTQ. I'm gonna stop at Q because that's all I can think of, and that's all I really know the definition of. Like, okay, the P, pansexual. I'm pansexual. Pansexual is when you don't really care what in your boxers or whatever underwear you wear, but yeah, like you like someone for their personality, not for their genitals. And yeah, you like someone for their personality, not genitals. You don't really care what their genitals are. But I mean, come on, looks do play a little bit of a factor into it. So yeah, that's, and like people have said, pansexual people just can't. They don't know which one to choose. They don't know which one to identify with, so they just say everybody. But that's not true. They just they actually are more open-minded than everyone because they like. You see what I mean? See, I'm trying to do this. I'm trying to do this, but I did it with my left hand because that's the hand the camera's in. But yeah. What am I gonna say? Q, queer. People who identify as queer or genderqueer. Just because there aren't two genders. Yeah, there's male and female. Yeah, there's male and then there's female, but there's also like what's the word I'm looking for? There's male, female. What else? There's trans people. There's genderqueer. There's gender fluid. There's two like known genders, but like to the majority of the world anyway. But not everybody actually knows that there's not gender is a spectrum. It's not just like it's not male and female. It's not male and female. It's male. It's like male, female. Then there's like all this in between. But yeah, that's just my opinion on the LGBT community, LGBTQ stereotypes, and this video is 9 minutes, which you probably won't watch, so I completely and utterly apologize. Thank you so much for loving me. If you hate, well, wait, that sounds really wrong, but thank you so much for hating me. There we go. That's much better because it's true. But thank you, and I love you, and goodbye.